First of all, let us talk about Pregnant. I'm talking about everyone's favorite cousin Sloth. Rumors have been circulating about her being pregnant. There was a specific week where, a lot of the blogs were talking about this. However, after that, she decided to post a picture of herself in the gym, and the tummy was giving very much snake. It was non existent, it was very flat, and of course, people took it as her way of debunking that she is pregnant. However, obviously, because it wasn't a live video, it could have been from any other time. And you guys also remember that even when people were cloaking the pregnancy of lottery ticket, she was out there also posting some pictures, acting like she's not pregnant. I mean, she even went further to wear a fake pregnancy belly just so she can say, I'm trolling you to the people. Meanwhile, she actually knew that she was pregnant. But don't get me wrong, everybody is entitled to keep their pregnancy a secret. Obviously, we are not entitled to know whether someone is carrying or not. I mean, especially if it is a first child. But that being said, a recent video that has been circulating on the internet has people believing that indeed it seems like cousin Sloth is caring. Of course, I'm going to insert the video that I'm talking about, but at the same time, people were also discussing about how it does seem like she only dated this man for a very short period of time, and already she's popping out with a pregnancy. Now, with that, I would say that we don't really truly know their dating timelines because it's all speculation from the internet's end. Obviously, she could have told you, or she could have stepped out with him in public way later in their dating timelines. But that being said, congratulations to Cousin Sloth if this is the route that she has decided to take. And honestly, when it comes to people choosing to procreate out of wedlock, I honestly don't have an opinion because marriage is not for everyone, and I think that's okay. Now, when it comes to the pattern of female rappers recently to be pregnant and announce an album, announce something, to basically use their pregnancy for a rollout, I will say that that's a very interesting trend. And I'm not sure why these girls are resorting to do that. Using your own pregnancy and your own baby as a rollout, in my own opinion, is very low. You can do your music and your career without involving your baby. Your baby doesn't have to be content. Your pregnancy doesn't have to be content to sell an album or drop some music. And I feel like it's one of those things that they can thank Advocate BBL for. These are the doors that she opened. That you look at having children out of wedlock as this thing that you can use to launch an album, which is sad for the genre and for Black women as a whole, in my own opinion. But anyway, let me know in the comment section your thoughts about this. That being said, let's move on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. Speaking about Advocate BBL. Now, beside the botched off that they had yesterday with her twin Lil Kim, it did seem like another celebrity who came out to support her is none other than Ciara. Now, Ciara is one that likes to play neutral, and I'm not surprised that she would come out here and support her. But what was interesting to me is the behind, the backstage little interaction that Ciara posted, where she was praising Advocate BBL and how she said everyone loves you and we're so proud of you. It's the wording for me, number one. Number two, it gave she was on duty. That's the thing. It feels like a memo was sent out for this celebrity to show up at her concert. I guess, if they do owe the industry something, because you do know that the industry can protect you and your secrets, but at a cost. When they need you, you also have to show up. So it's interesting the interaction that Ciara posted, you guys. It was just it wasn't giving authentic energy, in my own opinion. It felt like someone who was on script, who was reading off, a script. And I wonder, what does the industry have on all of these people? I'm very curious about that, but I also do know that one day everything will also come to light. Another thing that shows you that it's very much giving, she was expecting these people is the reaction that Advocate BBO herself has. You can tell that none of the praises, none of the, oh, everyone loves you, we support you. She's not acting touched at all. It almost feels like she knows these people are at work. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. There's not that genuine appreciation to say, oh, thank you for coming. Oh, this is so kind. Oh, it's the energy. It's interesting. But like I said, everything that's done in darkness will definitely come to light. Now, that being said, let's move on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. Let us talk about Nicki Minaj. So, clearly the album didn't drop today. But what's surprising me is even the people that don't like Nicki Minaj are out there talking about why she didn't drop her album. And I'm just looking at them like, but she is cancelled. Is she not cancelled? I mean, you surely are not expecting a cancelled person to be dropping an album. And also the fake Bab accounts that I've been seeing that are acting shocked and surprised. She did say that she was cancelling her album. And if you've been a fan, you know that she has to do this. If you've been a fan, you probably appreciate the fact that she tries at least to not fall into the traps of the industry. And she knows that by planting these dates, they will, play all their cards that they're hiding. And when they're done playing all their cards, she can finally drop. She did that with Pink Friday too. So why are you acting surprised all of a sudden? What's going on? And she still is quiet. She hasn't addressed anything. And yeah, let me know in the comment section what you think about that. I haven't listened to Kanye's album. To tomorrow I will definitely take my time and listen to it. I did see clips from Charlamagne already, and it seems like he wasn't impressed. He said that nobody's checking for Kanye in 2026. But I bet you he believes that somebody out there is still checking for Jay-Z and his music. But he's on the other hand saying that no one is checking for Ye. Meanwhile, Ye is the one who's actually effortlessly selling out stadium shows. And the thing about Charlamagne, I think it's very easy to predict what his stance on anything is going to be like. Recently it's been the same thing. He's been consistent with that. As long as you fell out with the industry or the executives or Jay-Z, especially Jay-Z, then just know that even if you were to be photographed or filmed donating homes to homeless people, he would have a negative way to cover that. That is how bad it has gotten with Charlamagne. And this is someone who's actually supposed to be an actual media personality or journalist, someone who's actually working on radio. This is not a blogger. This is someone who is on radio who is very reckless with his stance like this. And it's pathetic if you ask me. And I do know that if he's not careful, he's going to end up like Ibro. Ibro is out there sitting at Apple shouting. Okay, he never in his wildest dreams ever believed that, there would come a time where he wouldn't be that relevant, to the genre. And I do feel like with time, Charlamagne is going to take himself to drag himself to that place that Ibro now is at. And it seems like he cannot believe it. That's why he's now crashing out, ranting that fans don't matter because fans don't pay his bills. And that's such a dizzy take because you're trying to tell us that Kendrick is the one who pays your bills. But even Kendrick himself, his bills are getting paid by the fans, the consumers. I sometimes I listen to these people speaking. I'm like, what are you even talking about? Kendrick himself doesn't talk to his fans like this. And somehow you feel like because the fans are not directly putting money in your pocket, they cannot have an opinion about Kendrick's music or about your show. So who are you doing the show for? For yourself? I mean, I don't know. But I guess it's just hurt seeing how his career is now like, it's the same thing with the likes of Idiot Wilson. I do believe that it's at a certain point in time, they never saw the shift and the evolution that was happening in as far as media is concerned. Independent media platforms, the likes of academics, they always felt like they were on top of the game and they thought that radio was always going to be the end all be all for everyone. And they cannot seem to handle the evolution in media. Moving on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about, let us talk about Lauren LaRosa. Still talking about these media personalities. Fans are not impressed by Lauren because she had the opportunity to converse with Kandi surrounding her divorce and, of course, the settlement. And fans could not help but pick up the fact that even easy things that Kandi was trying to explain to her, lying LaRosa failed to comprehend. She's just good at reaching out, okay? She's good at saying, I reached out to this person's team. But when that actual person is sitting in front of her and is explaining to her what went down with the divorce, Lauren is not able to comprehend anything. She kept on referring to according to TMZ, because TMZ and Kandi read her down in a very classy way. She said, well, if you actually take time to look at the documents that have been made public, this is what the documents say. And she explained thoroughly how the settlement to Todd wasn't just her paying Todd, but it was the difference in equity after they shared their assets. Something as simple like that. Lauren LaRosa could not comprehend. She kept, so the 400 is separate. No, she explained to you that they had to share everything equally. All the assets they acquired together equally. So whoever got to take the assets with more value had to pay the difference to the other partner. But you, Lauren, you know what? I do believe that if it's not messy, Lauren is not able to cover it or comprehend it because people were very much unimpressed. She's only competent when it comes to reciting a certain record label's PR statements and framing that as journalism. That's what she's competent in doing, nothing else. That and, of course, flat ironing her bob. Because her bob is always on point. I'm not a hater, okay? Hey, and Kelly Rowland. They slaved the behind out of those bobs, and somehow I feel like that's where all the rot stays in those bob wigs. But anyway, let's move on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. The tidal swindler. So I do not know who came up with this idea of a PR cleanup campaign. Whoever is behind it needs to be fired. You cannot continue using the same tricks from decades ago in 2026 and expect them to work. It is a different era altogether. Who is doing PR for these people? Because clearly, they've run out of ideas. Hire somebody. This is the time where you get to talk to Prophetess Minaj. She will tell you what to do because everything that you're doing right now, she wrote on that list that these are your PR strategies and these are your PR distractions, and somehow you're still doing the same thing. Even people that support you are beginning to feel insulted and offended. They feel like you're undermining their intelligence. Even those that like you. Because what is going on? From the GQ magazine interview and the sit down with your fan, now you have your friends testifying like they're in court about your character and how you pose and make them hold on the phone when you attend to your children. What is this? And some of the people that you have there speaking for you or on your character are not helping the case. You're being accused of being a sellout for your own people, to the YT people. But you have Jake Dorsey there speaking on your character. How daft do you think your supporters are? And for all the brother billionaire fans, all the fans of the title swindler, this man just said F you. He said F you. He doesn't think that you guys have brains at all. He doesn't think that you guys have any form of intellectual capacity at all. He's not rating your IQ at all, because he knows that this stupidity that he's handing over to you as a PR cleanup attempt, you guys are going to eat it up. That's what this man is saying to you. I didn't say it. I don't even have to say it, because your favorite is saying it to you. He said F you. Really? He said, I'm going to put on my less front. Those gullible people are going to eat it up. And I do believe behind the scenes, this is how they talk with his friends. You remember the League Live Nation conversations between the executives and workers? I feel like this man, when he sits with his family and his friends, they're laughing at you like, oh, look at these fools. I am going to do a PR statement. They think dinner with me is more valuable than an amount of money, an amount of capital injection. Give me my less front, B. Give me my less front. I'm going to GQ. Look for a fan who's fanned out, and I want to be interviewed by him. And Elliot is out there waiting for cramps, thinking he's going to be called or at least mentioned in the interview. And then he sees, bam, the interview is out. He's coming out of bed, his stitches are not even dry, and he's already down on his knees, gobbling the nuts. But anyway, that being said, yeah, to me, I was saying, I think I saw it on Millie's page, on Milagros' page, and I was like, you know what, I feel like these sound like they are, character references that are being sent out to the judge. That's what it feels like. All of a sudden, all your friends are coming out talking about the kind of person that you are. It's very suspicious, highly suspicious, unless there's something else that's happening behind the scenes that you guys do not want us to know. Now, moving on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about, let us talk about J. Cole. What's going on with him? Why is he on it? Is he promoting something? Am I missing something? He's got an album coming up. What's going on? He's been everywhere and he's been saying some of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard anyone admit to. What's up? What's going on behind the scenes? What's about to happen? Because now he's talking about how he just sings about being the best, but he doesn't really believe that he also is the best. And he's mentioning Kendrick and Drake and this guy and Lupe. They're all better than me. Whatever PR thing this is, I don't know whoever is behind all of these people and who is coaching them. At this point, I'm also feeling like I deserve a PR coaching position, because clearly it doesn't take any intellect. Clearly it doesn't take any talent whatsoever. I'm starting my own PR company at this rate, because everyone is just doing ridiculous things in the name of PR. They should start hiring me. I promise you, if they were to hire me, everyone would lose 10 million followers a day because of the ridiculous things that I would advise them. But anyway, I will insert what Jaco had to say about not being the best. But I do not think that I'm going to be coming back. Have a beautiful weekend, you guys. Enjoy your weekend with your loved ones and stuff like that. But yeah, don't also forget to subscribe to this channel. Until my next one, see you.
Songs like how I say I'm the best on songs. It's like, ask me in real life, do I think I'm the best rapper alive?
Do you think you're the best rapper alive?
Bro, it's a nigga named Black Thought that exists. It's a nigga named Lupe Fiasco that exists. It's niggas that on any given day, even my peers, a Drake or a Kendrick, where it's like, yo, I know on any given day I can show up to the studio and give these niggas 80. But I know they can show up on any day in the studio and give me 80. And I might only have 30. Like, so if I'm taking on a rap persona, like when I'm rapping, of course, that's what I like to, that's how I like to rap. And guess what? Sometimes I hit the mark and I say shit and I spit a verse that really might have you believe in that shit. But if you ask me in real life, do I walk around like I'm the best rapper alive? No, nigga. Like I'm the best ever? No. But when I put on that motherfucking cape, like that's how I try to attack shit. And have there been things and moments and verses where I'm writing this shit and I'm like, I know niggas not fucking with this. Absolutely. But in reality, do I walk around this earth like there's no nigga better than me in real life? Like I can't get in the studio with Black Thought and he just give me 90. You know what I mean? And I'm sitting there like, I got 25 for you. You know what I mean? Or any one of these amazing rappers. But I think people hear me say it because they don't know me for real.
Right.
They hear me say it in a verse so much when I have on the cape.
It sounds convincing like a motherfucker.
It sounds convincing because I'm really doing that shit that's going to happen.